Slevin's got away with words here. So first and foremost, congratulations, sir.
Thank you.
Now, I wanted to talk about Gomfi and Slevin coming onto this team because this is the first real opportunity that we can actually go through your thought process as to why you went out and you sought out 2 players from Europe to come on over. What do you think Gomfi and Slevin bring to the team that the Sonics needed?
I just think they're like really good natural fraggers and roamers, which you saw, I think, in that match. They both played really well. And, you know, when we decided that we needed to make a roster change, I kind of think NA lacks like fragger potential outside of Pro League. So, you know, our org was kind enough to, I guess, give us the go-ahead to recruit overseas and, you know, fund that, and it worked.
Just closer.
Hello.
Hello. There you
That's
go.
better.
That's better. We can hear you now.
It's better to be
You
able to
get
hear
all
you.
that?
We got
we got that.
We got it.
Yeah. So what about the team changed when they came on board in particular? Because, you know, you had both Ghost and Avian step down. One of the main criticisms was that you didn't have the same fragging potential, obviously, especially with the way that Gomfi played in that particular matchup. It seems to have gotten better. What all changed with your playstyle? Did much change, or did they just slot into the same roles?
I think we're like a lot more aggressive right now. I mean, obviously, they've been here for about 2 weeks. So in terms of like prepping for this event and stuff, we just haven't. Like, we're still going over our default kind of stuff. So like, it is difficult. I mean, we got slapped by TSM the first day. And, you know, we're kind of using this as a learning experience. But I do think having them allowed me to go back to more of like a support role, as like I'm playing like Thatcher and like Mute Smoke a lot now, which is like, I don't have the best aim, but I have a decent brain. So like, it kind of works out well for me there. And then I can kind of just like unleash those two, and then Netplayed is like, you know, a really good fragger in himself. So I just think having that like 3 combo with me and Lauren on like support allows them to kind of maneuver around the map and kind of, you know, we just tell them, take any gunfight you want. Like, I don't want you thinking about it. Like, just take the fight.
I guess you kind of touched on it just now, but talk a little bit about the difference between yesterday and today, because yesterday, a disastrous series for you guys against TSM. This time, today, you've started off with a very dominant series over a BYOC team, and then a very close series, a very close win against one of the best teams in the world.
I mean, I think part of what didn't help was, like, TSM is a team we've scrimmed pretty, you know, normally. So, like, whereas we might be a question mark to some people with how we're going to play, like, they are also, like, they were aware of it, and I would consider TSM, like, the most aggressive NA team. So, like, their aggression against our aggression, they just slapped us. I think we also have similar map pools and, like, what we're good at, and they're just more practiced right now. But I do have high hopes for us, you know, say like a month from now, like where we could be at if we're already beating FaZe. So
I guess I was going to touch on the map pools as well. You know, we come in, we're talking about your stats on certain maps that were played. Cafe, a little more familiar to you guys, but Bank hasn't been played, at least in a public match, for a very long time for you guys, and Consulate you're currently 0-4 on. Were you expecting those maps to make it through?
To be honest, I've been trying to hide Bank from... When we picked up Gomfi and Slevin, I pretty much decided, like, we need to be a Bank team. I just thought our map pool was too weak on some of the other maps where we're not, like, confident on it. And we lost Bank to FaZe, but I think most people consider, like, FaZe maybe the best team in the world on Bank, or, like, you know, a top 3 team. And that was, like, I feel like we honestly should have won the map, but it was, every round was, like, down to the very end. So the fact that our first time playing competitive on Bank was against FaZe, and it was like that close. Like, I'm pretty happy with the results, you know. And like, just beating them, like, as of now, like, this exceeded our expectations, I think, going into this event. Because, like, as I said, just the practice isn't there, but we're just we just played really well in that match.
Absolutely.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for coming in. You're always well spoken. I really appreciate it. But with that, you're now in the playoffs as well, and we have a much better picture of what's going to be happening. You're going to be playing Liquid, so that's going to be an exciting matchup for the community cast to be able to take part of. But let's bring up the qualifiers, the quarterfinals rather, for everybody who's competing.
Yeah, this is going to be crowded, but hey, we'll make some room.
I apologize if you can't hear me super well. But
congrats, guys. Good game.
Yeah. First question that I wanted to ask you here, first and foremost, a lot of teams are going to get this when they make roster changes. Why Mo? What does he bring to the team, and why did you ultimately pick him to come in as your 5th member?
We kind of wanted somebody that would be super vocal and has good gun skill, young talent, super motivated to play the game, and he has all of those things. He's really good on the roam. He's super vocal with me. I started roaming with him. He's just a good overall just player in general. He's super motivated to keep learning and just win.
Anything to? I don't know how you guys are going to handle these.
Yeah,
Okay.
Oh, you're just here to smile at you? Okay.
I want you to take us through map 2 onwards, because Clubhouse was going very much your way. Space Station started to dig deep. Second half, they tied it up. Then we go to Villa. They start off strong. You come back. What changed over the course of both of those maps? You can talk about one map or you can talk about both, but what changed in order to elevate your performance up in Villa after it fell just short during the side swap in Clubhouse?
To keep it short, we've only had like 2 days of practice with Mo, so our attacks are kind of a bit shaky. Our defenses are just defenses, kind of. As long as you stay vocal, you play the numbers, they're kind of simple, but we just don't know how to attack the map currently. I don't know what else to tell you.
I mean, it worked out ultimately on Villa no matter what, because you guys ended up squeaking out a victory there. The question that I think a lot of people want on their minds and have on their minds is, was there a motivating factor here? You're playing up against Troy on his new team. You're playing against Canadian. He was with you. He's been with you in particular for like 3 years. Was there anything in your mind in particular playing up against him for the first time, I suppose, in an official matchup since he's been on the same roster as you?
No, not really for me. It's kind of just another game. Me and Troy, we teamed through the good times and the bad times, and we all kind of agreed that this split was good for all of us, and we ended up on 2 teams and we just played like a hell of a match. So I think it worked out and benefited both of us.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to focus on, you guys were down on Villa, going off of the attack, switching over to defense. Were you guys nervous at all? Like, did you guys know, hey, we got enough rounds on attack, now we're on defense, we're feeling good. Like, how did you guys gain that momentum and bring it back on defense?
As Nate said, we basically have no idea what we're doing on attack. I'm not gonna lie. So we were like, we get 2 rounds here, we're good. So what was the split, like 4-2?
4-2.
Yeah, it was 4-2 on the
like,
split.
no matter what happens, we got it. Our defenses are crazy, and that's what pushes forward. So
I definitely think it showed. Your defense is where you guys excelled, and that's where you guys closed out the map. You guys should be proud, and congrats on the win. Flynn, you have any questions?
Yeah, I guess I'm really focused on Mo, and I mean, of course, you guys have heard me talking about him a lot, chopping it up. And were you guys expecting him to come in this fresh, this early, and still excel at this level?
the thing about Mo is we picked him up thinking about this, like he's a gunner mentality. But
Yeah.
Mo came in, he's vocal. Mo was just crazy. He exceeded every expectation we had for him. He's, like I said, he fits the role correctly, and he helps us a lot.
It clearly shows. I mean, you two as a duo on the roam, that was lights out. That was some of the best roaming I think we've seen all weekend, all tournament, in a long time, honestly. It was a great duo to see, and I can't wait to see it kind of mature from there.
The vibes have been up as too, right? Our team, like, no matter if we lose a round, we're just heads up.
Yep.
Get the next one.
We were talking about that too. It's all smiles, Gio. It's all smiles.
Exactly.
Yeah, a lot of energy from you guys. You guys should be proud on that win, and wow, what a game.
And talk about him and Moringa's budding bromance that we see. So, hello.
Hello. How are you guys doing?
I'm doing well. I don't actually think I've ever interviewed you before.
What?
I don't actually think I've ever interviewed you before.
No, never.
No. So first and foremost, congratulations.
Thank you.
Your matchup against EG. They lose their IGL, they pick up Mo. Are you worried at all when you're prepping for this match that they're going to be unpredictable and might catch you off guard with a couple different strats that you weren't expecting?
Yes. We knew it that EG has changed the roster, so it's going to be different, all the strats and everything they're going to do. So we didn't have let me say, like a style they play. Like it was our random, so we didn't know what to do. So we planned to just stay focused on our aim and let them aim. So it was like that, not tactical at all.
And it worked. Now, Moringa comes onto this roster.
Yeah.
How has his individual performance helped you get to where you are right now?
Okay, Moringa is a very calm person, so this helps the team a lot because we are very anxious, emotions on the rise, and he stays calm. Like he do I think 5K, and he's like, I don't care. So we learned this from him, and improved our team like a lot. This calm for everyone.
Let's talk about Cafe. It's become one of your best maps here. You 7-0 G2 on it,
Yeah.
and you 7-1 EG on it. The Soniqs actually took a couple rounds off of it. What is it about that map? after the rework, that just seems to be, one of the best maps for your team? Because you got a lot of teams, like Vitality is good on Cafe, Rogue is good on Cafe, but now Liquid might be one of the best Cafe teams in the world. What is it with that map in your team?
Well, if you want to know, in every screen that we play, we lost Cafe 7-0.
What?
Yeah.
So it's just a magic to come here and you just start winning.
It's just a feeling that we got from studying the meta from EU and NA, and I think our style to play, it's good against them.
Right. You brought Nomad and Gridlock every single time,
Yes.
every single round, and that obviously made a big difference as well as cutting off both Mo and NVK when they were trying to get back to site, and you absolutely dominated EG on it. So,
Yeah.
Any questions?
I guess just the one thing I want to talk about is the major. A couple months ago, or a couple weeks ago even, very, very recently, you did not attend. It's the first major that you didn't make it to. Now with another major spot on the line, how important is it, and how much relieved are you going to feel if you can make it to this one so early on, so ahead of time before the Invitational?
This is going to be really good for us because we can rest.
Yes.
If we don't win here, we need to play like two more championships. So it's good for us to rest and stay with the family. And it's a relief to know that you're already major.
Yeah. Well, congratulations. You're one win away from coming back to this city next year and seeing you there. Before you get off the stage, though, let's bring up the bracket now so you can see where we're at now that semifinal 1 is done and in the books. Well, that was very quick. I hope you saw it. He will be joining us, the Bulldog. And today he was a believer. Did you believe that you would make it to the grand finals?
I would believe so, yeah.
Believe.
Yeah, I did.
Believe. You have to say believe. You're not going to say it.
I don't know what you just said.
Believe.
Oh, yes, believe. My bad.
Yes,
my bad.
you're believers out there.
Yeah. All believers.
How do you approach a match like this when you have somebody like Shaiko on the other team who's as aggressive as he is? Do you go out of your way to try to shut him down? Do you play more aggressive, more passive?
We did play a little bit more aggressive. Like, we had Pojo and Jar playing cams. Everybody else was playing guns, and even like Jar and Poj, they still played their guns a lot of the time. Like, we knew like he could be crouch walking some hallway at any moment. He could be running in through a door and just shooting everybody. So we were aware of that, and luckily, we did, and we're good.
You did pretty well.
Yeah.
Cafe's a familiar map for you, but Clubhouse was the real surprise here. The double hard breach combo on Clubhouse, premeditated. You go in, obviously designed to shut them down, I'm guessing.
Yeah, like we knew they played a lot of Habana, and we knew they ran a lot of hard breachers, so we just want to get that out of the way. We knew Shaika was a strong Habana, so win-win. But they caught us off guard with the Mav, so.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that. Did you think that there would be 2 hard breacher bands coming in? Because it was like, Lestream did this, or the Vodafone Giants, when they were known as Lestream, did this against Empire, if you remember.
Yeah.
The double hard breach, and they made them play their game. And with how dominant you were on Clubhouse, I assume you expected the Mav ban.
Yeah, we did not. That caught us by surprise. Like, for a second, we were pretty confused, but then, we realized that we just needed to play a little bit different, and we completely shut them down on defense, and we got like a 5-1 or something like that.
5-1. Yeah. Which was pretty crazy. Now you're prepping for Liquid next. What are your next immediate steps before that match?
Just clear our heads, just get ready, because it's a big one. It's definitely a big one, and going against Liquid is no easy feat. So.
Yeah, you have about a half hour from now until the matchup starts.
I wanted to talk to you quickly about, first of all, your performance at the major. I think it was pretty impressive. Despite going out in quarters, I think a lot of people were impressed by how well you were able to do at that event. Still, though, a couple of players coming in before Montreal now, Jarvis and also your coach, now Gotcha, adding to the roster. What do they add to your team?
Gotcha, like we were coachless for, ever since we got Pojo in, so like before Valencia or something like that. So definitely having another like strategic eye above everything was a huge benefit to us. And Jar was just, Jar's a great player and exactly what we needed. We needed some support. We have firepower. We just need somebody that can, calm and collected, gets the calls done, does whatever we need to do, and yeah.
You guys clearly live for BO3s. You live and breathe for best of threes. Best of ones, we'll see how that turns out in the split. It's been a while since we've seen a pro league game.
It has been a while for a BO1, yeah.
What's the difference for you guys? Is it just LAN? Is it just having the availability of 3 maps? Is it more strategic? What is it?
I think it's more of the availability of having 3 maps. There's, like, again, BO1's very unforgiving, and TSM, you know, us as a team, it takes us a little bit to find the groove. As I was saying yesterday, like first couple rounds, you know, it'll be rocky, and then we find the groove, and then we start adapting, and we just realize what needs to be done. And yeah, again, BO1s, no.
They're fun, aren't they? I guess I'll round it out with one more. You guys going up against Liquid. Did you guys prep anything specifically? You don't have to give anything away, but did you give prep for every team in this event? Did you maybe focus on the group a little bit harder?
I like to say we were prepared for every team, you know, like at some level.
Yeah.
So, I mean, again, we play our game. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, well, unlucky.
All right.
Your winners and your DreamHack Montreal champions. Round of applause for TSM.
Right here.
Well, you guys,
Get him in there. All right.
Come on in. Come on in. We've been on camera all day. It's y'all's time.
Come on in. So, first and foremost, the question that everybody loves to be asked, how does it feel?
Fantastic.
I'm sorry, what did you just say to me?
Fantastic.
That's great. That's how you're going to answer the very first question as a champion. Perfect. My actual first question is going to go to both Gotcha and Jarvis, but I want to start with Jarvis first. A week ago, your team had not made it into Challenger League. You get picked up by TSM, and now you're a champion. How do you begin to describe the first thoughts when you're on that stage?
I was nervous as heck. After the first map, it was just kind of like a little bit shaky for me, but these boys are the hardest fraggers in the game, probably in the world. I said it when I joined TSM, best mechanically skilled players in the game. Wasn't kidding. Yeah, Pojo and I are just, you know, support. They're the spear, you know, we're the back of it, and it's awesome. And the strategy from Gotcha has been insane, like just his help on the team. Immediately coming in, like first day, it was just like boom. Like organization, staying on top of things, the support he gives us, like morale-wise, like, thank you, Gotcha.
Job, Aaron.
And thank you to everybody on the team for giving me a chance. You know what I mean? Getting dropped from DZ, going to leftovers, trying to make it back into comp play, and then these guys, and getting to play with Pojo again has been the best. Yeah.
So I guess the next question is obviously to Gotcha here, if that's okay.
Yeah.
You've only come in for a short period of time. What did you assess was the first thing you needed to work on, and how did you even begin to hit the ground running, knowing all the prep you had to do for this event?
So Jarvis coming in at the same time was very fortunate because he brought a lot of experience and structure to the team, and I felt like that was like the #1 thing TSM needed. They had plenty of gun skill, plenty of fraggers. We just needed people around them to support them and to kind of bring them back to reality sometimes when they're getting picked early or dying. Just like, hey, like we can play this different. So Jarvis and Pojo have been absolutely instrumental in helping these 3 guys just frag out and kill everybody. And I think we found a special recipe to have some success.
My last question before I throw it to you two boys is going to go to Mr. Solomon here. I said only a year ago or so you had spent a number of seasons in Challenger League. I said toiling down there. You finally hit the big leagues, and now you're a champion. Who do you want to thank along the way? And I mean, I know the question, how do you feel, comes up a lot, but for you in particular, your rise and your trajectory over the last year has been quite astonishing. What's going through your head when you're on the stage, finally knowing you're going to lift a trophy?
I mean, it's just crazy. Over a year ago, I was in Challenger League. I was in there for 5 seasons. I was in there for 4 before that. I thought I was stuck, you know? Thought I was stuck, but I mean, I'm just really glad to be playing with these groups of guys. I mean, they all joined the team. They had faith in us. Not only did we have faith in them, but they had faith in us. Gotcha, thank you for coming to the team. You also, he helped us. Our org support has been amazing, but it's been a long journey, man. It's really been a long journey, but I'm just really glad it paid off now.
Perfect. My last question is going to be for the Bulldog. The Bulldog. Did you expect to be here when you first announced a couple months back? You hit 18 years of age, probably at the time one of the hottest free agents on the market. The moment you turn, you're not even an hour into being 18, and you're already ready to hit the ground running. Did you ever imagine being here? And
I mean, I guess I always had high expectations, but like actually experiencing, like it's just, it's surreal. Like I don't know what is even happening right now. like seeing this trophy in front, like I was seeing it like in front of us while we were playing. I'm just like, nah, this isn't happening. And then we lift it, and
I don't even know, man. I don't know what's happening.
Well, you've all done something that a handful of NA teams could only dream of doing, and you did it in pretty fine form. You won the Raleigh Major spot fair and square by demolishing most teams on the way, and now you don't have to worry about qualifiers again because you're already there for the 6 Invitational. Thank you. Stay here, sit tight. We're going to sign off the broadcast with all of you. And I want to say, on behalf of everybody here that worked, DreamHack, our casters, Corn Pop Redeemer, and Flynn, all of the teams, not just TSM, everybody who competed in the BYOC, and then on top of that, everybody who helped put this event together, all of our production staff, the people toiling behind the scenes that you never see, our community casters for being able to give life and a proper voice to the matches that were all casted and spectated, our spectators as well, and just everybody else that helped make this operation possible. It's been a hell of a run here. 2 years spent with DreamHack, and I gotta say, if you haven't been able to attend one of these events, you gotta come. They're some of the best in all of gaming and esports, and I think all of you would agree with that, not just from a Rainbow Six perspective, but being able to walk around and just see the joy that is this industry that we work in. So, on behalf of everybody here, on behalf of DreamHack, on behalf of all of our staff, the players, the teams, etc., thank you so much. It's been a wonderful 2 years. We'll see you soon. Enjoy the rest of your night. Take care.